Hello and welcome to the mat. Today's yoga flow will be working on tight shoulders, tight hips. So this is a great yoga practice to incorporate. If you are an active person and like to golf, this is really good to warm up those shoulders before heading out on the course. For runners, anyone in your walker, so this is really good just to get the hips moving and opened up, shoulders opened up. So please be sure to like and subscribe to follow along with my Mawvelous Yoga with Kelly. We'll start in mountain pose and just allowing ourselves to land on the mat and bring the breath. So rolling the shoulders down, gripping with the feet, pressing into the mat. Fingertips down, pressing to the floor, chin parallel with the ground. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And again, deep breath in. Just connecting the breath with the body. Okay, soft in the knees. We'll start by warming the shoulder up. So right arm is going to reach up and we'll inhale up, exhale around, just warming up that shoulder gently and slowly, and just taking time to check in with the body and notice where we might be holding tension, and just breathe into that and allow it to release. Everyone's going to be different for how much movement you have in your shoulder, so just be respectful of that and allow this slow bringing breath to the movement to waken the body. And what we're really concentrating on here is bringing new blood flow into the shoulder, so right into that joint. So we want to do it enough times that we get full transfer of new blood into the joint. So inhale up, exhale over. Nice, last one, pause at the bottom and let's reverse. Inhale up, exhale over. So we're standing comfortably on the mat and we're just inviting that movement, rotation into the shoulder, so the arm will start to feel fatigue, and that's okay. We're charging the body up and bringing transfer of blood through the joints. Inhale up, exhale over. Inhale up and exhale around. Beautiful. This can be done seated if you want to incorporate this into your chair yoga. As you're seated, just making sure you have enough room for the arm to have full movement. One more time. Inhale up, exhale around. Beautiful. Let's switch sides now to the left. So swinging our arm up like a big windmill and around and back. Notice, is it a little tighter on one side than the other? Do you have a bit more range of motion on one side than the other? And just notice, no judgment. It's just awareness, and that's one of the wonderful things about yoga, is bringing awareness to the body. And then notice the little subtle changes that happen as you start incorporating more yoga into your life through connecting breath with postures and just learning how to breathe, how to fill the belly, how to inhale and exhale through the nose and bring that beautiful calm sense to the body. Nice. Big windmill arm up and over. One more time towards the back, and then we'll pause and shift to go the other direction. Inhale up, exhale around. And sometimes it's amazing how simple a movement you can bring to your practice and the advantages it brings to the joints for strengthening, for helping with your posture, for relieving anxiety and stress and headaches. So yoga has so many more benefits besides being flexible. And if people, sometimes you hear them say, oh, I can't do yoga, I'm not flexible. Well, you don't really need to be flexible. You need to be open to invite movement into your life in a conscious manner, right? Bringing breath to the movement, and then just trying those poses. When I first started yoga, there was lots of poses I couldn't do. But as I practiced them, they became part of my routine, and then they deepen as you learn. Bringing our hands now to your belly, so palm over palm, and roll the shoulders. So this is our yoga flow for tight shoulders, tight hips. So we want to really focus on that shoulder joint. So we've warmed up the shoulders, brought new blood flow. Now we'll deepen that with some postures. So I'm rolling backwards and I'm remembering to breathe. And pause and go the other direction. And it takes a bit of coordination. And maybe your circle is an octagon, because often mine is. And maybe there's clunks and cricks you're hearing in there. But that's wonderful, because that's waking up the muscles and the joint. Beautiful. One more. Lovely. Now let's just shake that out, because we don't want our shoulders totally fatigued to not do our flow. So we're going to do a little goddess flow now. So feet are angled out, fairly wide stance, and consider chin parallel with the ground, and think about your back and shoulders sliding down a wall as you squat your knees. So knees are going to go out and track over ankles, and then you're going to slide your back up and down the wall. We'll invite a little breath and bring our arms in. So arms come out at shoulder, kind of like cactus arms. Your hands can be however feels good. And we're just warming up right now. So let's just sway a little bit and just sink into that. Start to feel the quadriceps warming up, the calves, working on the stabilizing muscles in your feet. Beautiful. Reach for the sky. Inhale. And exhale, sink in. Beautiful. Let's pause here in your goddess. So your spine is pressed against the wall. And then we'll lift our heels. And charge those quadriceps up and lower. Beautiful. Can you sink in a little lower? Lovely. And then straighten them up. Woo! Shake those legs out. Release the arms. Good job. Nice. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink in, and now we're going to pivot the body. So pivot towards the right, lower the arms, and lead with the chest. So leading chest towards your knee, and staying with your knees bent. Your body's pivoted, and then sink in and start to, I'm bringing my left shoulder towards my right knee. And pause here for a breath. Beautiful. Unhinge. Pivot back to center. Inhale, rise up, straighten the legs, give them a rest. And then sink back into your goddess. Pivot. Release the arms and lead left shoulder right shoulder to left knee. And pause there for a breath. Nice. Unhinge. Coming back up. Inhale. And exhale. Leaving our arms down now, we'll let the hands slide down the thighs. So still keeping your posture, slide down into your squat, and then let's invite that twist again. So this time, your left shoulder to right knee, come to center, right shoulder, left knee. And we'll do a little flow here, so bring some breath. One more each side. Beautiful. Pause in center. Pivot your feet so they're parallel to the ends of the mat. And we'll do a little cat-cow tilt. So we've got our hinged from the hip, round your spine, so belly to the ground and nose to the sky, and then reverse and oscillate the spine. Pausing in this cat pose, so chin to chest, feel that beautiful stretch right up the spine. Beautiful. One more time, nose to the sky, arch the back, and then chin to chest, oscillate the spine. Oh, Beautiful stretch. And then let's just roll that up. We want to be mindful that we're lengthening, strengthening, and helping with posture. Okay, so now we've still got feet wide. We're going to come into a forward fold. So hinging from the hips, we'll put our hands on our hips, and then just hinging from the hips, down we come. If you're a block person, you might want to have blocks. Depending on the length of your arm, that will kind of determine if you need them or not. I'm not going to use blocks, but I always suggest to use props. I've paused here. I'm in my halfway forward fold, and I'm staying soft in the knees, but I'm feeling a beautiful deep stretch up the hamstrings, and we're going to start working on opening up the hips. I'm going to release my hands down, down, down. Maybe you can just touch with your fingertips. Maybe you can bring your hands down. Maybe you're even way more flexible than me, but I want you to just relax the head and neck and breathe in this forward fold. Keep the knees soft. Beautiful. Slide the hands up to the knees. Bring your gaze looking out and away from you. Shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful stretch through the spine. So strengthening that spine, and then just roll it all the way up. Lovely. Let's shake it out. Awesome. And then feet nice and wide again in that wide leg. We're going back into our forward fold. Hands on the hips. We'll hinge from the hips. Forward fold. Down we go. Remember to inhale. All the way forward fold. Knees are soft. Hands come down. Now I'm going to invite you to place your right hand on the mat, right in front of your face, excuse me, and then reach with your left. So reaching up to the sky. Beautiful. Hand down twist. So this is giving a little spinal twist, and we're opening up through the hips. We're engaging through the core. Remember to breathe. Opening up through the shoulders. Remembering to stay soft in the knees and feel this beautiful stretch. Lovely. Bring the hand down. Replacing your right hand with your left, and then reach with your left hand up to the sky. Beautiful. Hand down, revolve, twist. And we want to hold the stretch long enough for it to actually be a stretch. And remember, if you have a block, then you put your hand on the block. We're going to switch hands again. Left hand up to the sky, remembering to breathe. Beautiful. And then hand down. Last time, switching hands. Left hand down, right hand up. And release that hand down. Now we'll walk our hands over to our left foot and just pause there. And maybe you bring your block over, okay? Maybe just your fingertips are touching. Remember, no judgment, just notice. Everyone's different with their body composition and where they're at. So just notice, are you holding tension? Can you release that tension? Can you bring some breath? Sometimes notice if you inhale and as you exhale, you get that micro bit deeper into your bend, your forward fold. Just notice. Still staying soft in the knees. These inversions are lovely for reducing stress, anxiety. We all have it. We all need to be mindful. Let's walk our hands over now to the right foot. Notice. I always find I'm a little tighter on this side, so just notice and breathe into it. Send some love to that tightness. Relax the head and neck. Shoulders are opening up. We've got a little twist to the spine that's gentle, and we're supporting it.
And with this forward fold, we're kind of giving our internal organs a little gentle squish, helping to encourage release of toxins. So that's always good. Walk the hands back to center. And then one hand at a time, bringing them up to your hips. Bend the knees, keep them soft, and come up. Oh, hello there. Nice. Let's shake it out now. Shake it out. Lovely. So we've really encouraged the balancing or stabilizing muscles in the feet to really connect with the mat. We're opening up with new blood flow into the shoulders, and then we're opening up through the hips as well. So let's come back into our wide leg fold. And now we'll take our hands up into an inhale. And then come down into Anjali Mudra. So Anjali Mudra is palms of the hands together, thumb to sternum. And it's a mudra. If you follow my mini Mawvelous mudras, these mudras help bring connectivity to the mind and the energy in the body. So through breath practice and hand postures, the mudras can help shake off depression, anxiety. They can be uplifting. They can just invite that beautiful meditation to your day through practice of different postures and how the posture helps generate that energy flow. So very interesting. Be sure to follow along. There's lots of great info there. I want us to try doing reverse Anjali Mudra. So now this is going to be reversing to the back. So I'll turn so you can see how I go into this posture. So I come and I kind of roll my shoulders back. I bring my fingertips together, and then I start to roll the wrists in, fingertips to my back, and then I start to press into my palm, okay? And then I allow the shoulder to roll back. Don't ever worry if this isn't in your practice. It's so no big deal. There's always alternatives to every yoga posture. So never force yourself into a posture. If I release from this to show you an alternative, I'm just going to roll my fingertips back the way they came and release. And then here's an alternative. I'm just going to bring my knuckles together. That's it. Right? Roll the shoulders back, open across the chest and heart, and then you're still engaging in a beautiful stretch for the shoulders. So doing that reverse Anjali Mudra is a beautiful shoulder stretch. Really helps to release tightness there. And just mindfulness. I'm going to release that down. Beautiful. And you can practice that anytime. And maybe when you first try it, you can't get it. And then you start practicing a little bit more, opening up the shoulders and bringing new blood flow. And then suddenly one day you go, oh my gosh, I got it. That's the same with a lot of balancing postures. It takes some practice connecting and quieting the mind to come into the posture. Another great shoulder stretch is our eagle arms. So I'm going to take my right arm over my left, and I'm tucking the elbows in really tight together. This is an option for eagle arms. This might be as far as you get, and that's awesome. It's still a beautiful stretch for your shoulders. You can feel that across the upper back. You can start to build on that, bring the backs of the palms together, and that can be your eagle arms. You can crisscross and bring that's going to be, I've got my right over left, so my left crossing around, and that can be your eagle arms, okay? The deeper you get with your eagle arms, the more I'm feeling that across my upper back and shoulders. Okay, so remember to breathe in your eagle arms. Lovely. I'm going to slowly release, just mindfully, carefully. Uncross the arms and then shake out the shoulders. And now we'll do the opposite. So I'm going to put my left over right. And again, maybe this is your eagle arms. This is giving you a nice shoulder stretch across the back. Perhaps you bring your backs of your hands together, and that's your eagle arms. And that's awesome too. Maybe one side can get all the way and the other can't, but if you can start to cross that hand around and deepen that,
You feel it right away across the shoulders, upper back. You know that that's deepening that stretch across the shoulders. Really lovely. Beautiful. And breathing. Lovely. And then let's slowly uncross and shake that out. Good job. Remembering to breathe, right? Breathe. Fill the belly, fill the chest, fill the lungs, fill the rib cage. Notice how much more oxygen you can fill the body with when you fill the belly. I'm going to come back into my goddess pose. So my feet are pointing out at an angle, 45-degree angle. I've got a fairly wide leg stance. And then I'm going to check in again with my shoulders against the wall, so good posture, chin up. And let's just slide down into our goddess. So we're just going to slide down into a squat. So we're sliding the back up and down the wall. Just pretend you're against a wall. Pause when you get down there. Beautiful. Inhale, come up. And exhale, release. Engaging the core. Inhale, rise up. And one more time, exhale down. So we're really bringing some new blood flow into the hip joint. Rise up. Good. And now inhale, arms up. Sink them into your cactus arms and sink down into your goddess. Beautiful. And then let's lift the left heel and pause for breath. Shoulders are back. Release that heel. Switch. And release. Now both heels. So again, working on those stabilizing muscles in the feet, and then rise up on the balls, reach, and then big stretch like a big X, and lower the heels. Beautiful. Bringing the hands together, Anjali Mudra. So thumb to sternum, shoulders down and away from the ears, sink down into your squat. Beautiful. And now let's do a little pivot. So we're going to pivot to the right and pause. So just incorporating a little spinal twist and stretch for the hip. Back to center and to the left. Beautiful. Back to center. We're going to come down into a squat. So let's talk about how we're going to get there. Releasing the hands down. I like to start in a fairly wide stance, and I don't encourage you to just drop down in a squat. I really want you to be mindful. If it's really challenging for your knees, having the blocks is a really great prop to have. So I'll have them here, and I'll show you an option once I get down as well. So nice wide leg, and then I like to sort of tilt forward, so I'm mindful of my knees, and then I'm going to support myself with my hands as I slowly sink down. You might be on the balls of your feet, and that feels like as far as you're going to get. But if your feet are wide enough, you might be able to come down onto the to full flat foot. If you need the blocks, you can totally sit on the blocks, and this is your squat. Okay? So remember, everything can be modified to work for your body. So notice where you're holding tension or tightness. And everybody, like every day seems to bring a whole new tension or tightness. So just notice and acknowledge, and it's all good. Like just the fact that you're here on the mat is what's the most important. I'm going to shift off of that so you can see how we deepen our squat. So I'm going to bring my hands together on Anjali Mudra. I'm going to tuck my elbows into my inner thigh and just really open up through the hips. Okay, and then I'm going to pause here for breath. Feels really good. If it's not feeling good, remember you can come out of any posture at any time. When you come out of the squat, I like to tilt forward onto the balls and plant my hands, and then gently shift my weight to my hands to unbend my legs, and then allow myself to slide up. Okay? So mindfulness is so important when you're doing squats. So just taking that time to Just be careful, right? Be careful. And that is just awareness, bringing the breath to the body. Coming back into a wide leg stance. And I have long legs, so for me with long arms, long legs, my wide leg stance has to be fairly long. I'm going to inhale, bring my arms out to a T. And then I'm going to reach to the right and tilt down. There we go. Keeping my back, I don't want to be rounded forward. I want my back against the wall, reaching for the sky. So again, stretching out the shoulder and the hips. Pausing here. My right hand slid down my leg, but it's just supported there. It's not pressing on my knee or anything. And then I'm going to bring my gaze to the sky just to deepen that stretch with my neck. Beautiful. Reach for the sky and come back. Ooh, that warms up the shoulder really good. Okay, inhale, arms out. And then reach to the left and tilt. So remember, back against the wall, slide that left hand down the thigh. And then deepen that beautiful stretch in the shoulders and the hip, bringing the gaze to the ceiling. Beautiful. Reach with the hand. Lovely, and bring that all the way down. Awesome job. Roll the shoulders out, shake them out a little bit, shake out the hips. This is good for tight hips as well too. Let's do a little joint churning. So we're going to just pivot the foot and circle the hip. So circling in the hip socket. Nice. Getting new blood flow, generating energy. And then the other direction. Nice. Some little creaks and cracks in my feet too. Beautiful. So thank you for coming and joining me on the mat for this tight shoulders, tight hips session. I am grateful for you being here and grateful for likes and shares and subscribes. I'm a new YouTuber, so if you're following me, I'm super grateful to have you here in my Mawvelous tribe. So we'll have our closing, just standing in mountain, bringing your hands to Anjali Mudra. So in prayer, thumbs to sternum, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Beautiful. Reminding ourselves to keep our hearts open. When you keep your heart open, it's open to receive. Reminding ourselves to speak our truth and speak from the heart. And always honor that beautiful creative energy from inside. And thank you for being here. Namaste. Have a great day.